What's up, guys? It's your boy August BTC back again with another video. Today, we're going to obviously talk about Bitcoin and options trading. And as you guys know, or for those that are new, the goal here is just me documenting my journey on how I trade Bitcoin options live and how I'm going to bring the account that I'm managing right now from $1,000 to $10,000. That is the ultimate goal. So, let's quickly jump into the video, guys. As you can see, Bitcoin has been selling off a little bit. This is primarily because of what happened yesterday. There was some big news, which I'll obviously keep you guys posted. So let's quickly dive into what caused the sell-off for Bitcoin. So first things first, Kevin Walsh. Kevin Walsh, who is the new Fed chair um, in the US, concludes his first meeting as a Fed chairman. So the FOMC meeting was yesterday, and the rates remain unchanged. It really helps the market and the economy when the rates are cut. But if rates are left the same or rates are increased or hiked, it's not really good for the market. So there's a lot of things that Kevin Walsh said that the market didn't really like, I suppose. So they priced that in, and market started selling up. This is the S&P 500, but sometimes Bitcoin is correlated to the S&P 500, and that's why Bitcoin also dump, as you can see. So let's quickly dive into the portfolio and look at some updates and see how we're doing. And right, I want to basically let you guys know that I've created a dashboard, right, based off of Deribit. So Deribit is the main exchange that I'm using, but because it's not really user friendly and the UI isn't so great for me to explain things, so I created a brand new dashboard with Claude AI, to make it a little bit easy for you guys to understand. You'll see how it's the exact same thing. So each time that I want to make my trades, I'll just come here on the platform Deribit and then make my trades. But here's the positions here. As you can see, it's still the same positions, right? So here we are. Here is the new dashboard that I created. Hopefully it's easy to understand. I'm going to go through it step by step so that you guys can see, and as I give you guys the update. So first things first, I want to start in an orderly manner. A very important thing to look at here, guys, is the initial margin and maintenance margin. This is basically the oxygen of the account. Like I mentioned, if the maintenance margin goes to 100%, your entire account gets blown out, and everything, all the money that you have in the account, all the collateral that you have in the account disappears. As you can see, this is the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum. These are the two assets that I'm trading, and basically the portfolio is pulling all the data from Deribit, from the exchange that I'm using right here, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so currently, how's the account looking? We have an unrealized P&L. This is currently all the positions that I have open here. The profit, the losses, everything. So together we down minus 165 on the account, but that's okay. That's again because of Bitcoin is selling off, and my delta here is pretty positive. So because my delta is positive, right, there's no negative sign here in front. That basically means the portfolio prefers it for the market to go up and down. If the delta here was negative, then I was going to be slightly in a better profit here, because then the portfolio would prefer it for the market to go down and up, if that makes sense. So delta basically, shows the direction of the portfolio. If that makes sense, that's the way that I understand it. If it's positive, that means the market needs to go up for the account to benefit. If the delta is negative, the market needs to go down. So how much theta am I collecting per day? I'm collecting, if you round this off, about $7 of theta per day, which is great. $7 is about, I think, 100 and something rand in South Africa. So I'm basically making that amount each and every day. So this is a daily decay across all the options. So if you add all these theta here, you're getting about $7 a day. The goal, like I mentioned, guys, is trying to increase this to $10, $20. If I can get $100 of theta per day, regardless of what happens in the market, that would be great. That would be fantastic. But for that to happen, my account has to increase as well. And that is why, like I said, the goal is to get this account to $10,000. Now, looking at the premium sold, right? So this is the premium that I stand to make in 42 days. This is a days to expiration for all these positions. 42 days. Like I told you guys, the sweet spot for me that I've realized based on research and what professional traders do and hedge funds do, they prefer to sell or trade options the sweet spot is 1 month out, which is anything between 30 days to 60 days, right? 45 days is a sweet spot. And then they decide to manage your positions, or, close the positions or roll the positions or take profit or whatever, when we get to 21 days to expiry. So we still have a lot of time. We have 42 days left to expiry. So that's perfect. So this is basically the premium that I stand to make. This is the money that I've received into the account. Now I need to realize this amount, okay? Meaning I've received this, I've collected this amount of money. This is primarily only from the short positions. Short position is basically each time that you see sell here. Like this one here is a short position. I collected $85. And then this one is another short position. I collected 98. Here's another one. Here's another one that I'm highlighting. So if you add all these short positions, I received about 487. It was higher, but because I took some profit, it went down a little bit, but I'll get into that, right? So that's basically what it is. So because I'm primarily an options seller, I prefer selling options. I like receiving premium because when you sell options, especially around Bitcoin, you get paid upfront. So if the market stays the way it is right now and nothing changes, if the market stays around 64, I stand to make about $484 in the next 42 days, and I'm happy with that. And obviously, the goal is with time we can increase this amount to $1,000, or more, right? So that's the goal. Now let's dive into each positions, right? Let me collapse this. Let's look at Bitcoin, right? So the strategy that I always have, right, guys, is called a strangle, right? I love a strangle, but then I also have a tactical play. This entire strategy is actually called the Jade Lizard, right? Very technical term, but I'm going to break it down. As you guys know, I really love selling strangles, right? Strangles is basically when you sell, a short put or short call on both sides, and then you collect the premium. So let me explain. So I'm setting a short put for Bitcoin. I'm saying here that by July 31st, I don't think Bitcoin will be below 58K. So Bitcoin needs to be at 58K and above for me to, pocket this entire $85 that I received, right? Same thing here. So I'm setting 2 puts, right? And I'm getting this 2 premiums in total. Currently, the puts are in a loss, as you can see, because the market is going down. When you sell puts, right, you want the market to go up. When the market goes down, that's when you lose the value of the premium, right? And as you can see, I'm down 42, 44%, 51%. I'm not really too worried. Why? Because each and every day I'm still collecting about $6 for both of these positions. Okay. The second leg of a triangle is the short calls, right? Remember, each time that you sell puts or calls, you receive premium. So this obviously will be in profit now, because remember, when you sell short calls or calls, you're basically betting or speculating or saying that the market needs to go down for you to profit. And as the market has been going down, Bitcoin went below 64,000. These positions were in a slight profit, right? And I've received $107 and $89, which was added to the spot. And I'm still collecting about $4 for both positions. So this is effectively this triangle. Now, what I also did is I added a tactical edge. Because we're in a bear market, right? Bear markets is usually times when money is made, because the asset that you like is very cheap. The tactical play is I bought a call at 62K, which is pretty cheap. And then when you buy call options, it's almost like a leverage positions that exponentially increases your money or your profit. So basically, I'm controlling 0.1 Bitcoin. 0.1 Bitcoin is basically a $6,000 notional size, right? That's how much I'm controlling with this buy here. So I paid, when you buy a call, you pay premium. So I paid $496, about $500 for this position. It expires in 42 days. And each time that the Bitcoin goes up, right, I'm profiting, right? I'm making money on this position. And when you buy a call, you're losing, theta, right? You're not receiving theta, you're losing theta, right? So this is a tactical play that I've added. I'm saying that basically by the end of July, right, by July 31st in 42 days, I believe Bitcoin is going to be, way above 62K, right? Basically, to explain it in a simple manner, Bitcoin needs to move a little bit substantially higher then 62K for me to start seeing profit, right? So currently I'm down about 8%, which isn't much. So ideally Bitcoin needs to be above, say 60, 65, 66, right? And so on and so forth for me to start seeing profit. And the higher it goes, the more delta works in my favor and the more profits I see. So that's what I bought, right? And then I bought another long call for 72K to say Bitcoin needs to be above 72K for me to see profit in the next 42 days, right? So these are the two tactical plays that I've done here, guys. This is effectively a jade lizard, right? Where you have a strangle, you have a strangle, and then you have basically you buy a long call to kind of cap the losses on the short calls, if that makes sense. So this is the positions that I have for Bitcoin, guys. Now let's have a look at Ethereum. The process is pretty much the same, right? Pretty much the same. Ethereum was really, oversold. That's why I decided to also jump into Ethereum, because look where we fell. We literally fell from here all the way here, guys. It's crazy, right? So we really here, really cheap areas. And this is where we were in the past as well. And then we bounce back. So, history sometimes rhymes. So maybe we'll bounce back as well. So we'll see. So for Ethereum, what I decided to do is I did the same thing. I'm setting a strangle. I sold the put. I received $32. I sold the one put, so received $32. I'm currently down 11, currently down 34%, but I'm still getting about $1 of theta per day on the position. Then I sold a call, right? Two calls actually. Here's the amount. Two calls. I received $72 for both of these positions. And then I'm down $8, 12%, but I'm receiving $2 per day in theta. And then I did the same thing where I bought a call for Ethereum, right? At this level here, I bought a call at 1.6, and this is in a nice profit because obviously Ethereum is above 1.6. And then I bought another call for Ethereum at 2,000. So if Ethereum goes above 2,000, that's when I make some nice profit. This is also a little bit of profit here. So essentially, guys, this is what I'm running. All right, these are my position. This is a strategy, and I'm just letting it work and continue to print money for me. Currently, I'm down a little bit, but that's just a matter of time. Time is literally paying me every day just to have these positions open. So I'd rather have positions in a loss, but still get paid each and every day. That's why I love the strategy that I'm running right now. So I also want to talk about this tab, which is a realized P&L, which I've added. Deribit was not really tracking the profits that I was locking in, right? So far for this week, I've locked in about $148 in profit so far for the week, right? The latest position that I closed here was, position for $9. It was this position, right? I was just testing it out for this dashboard, and it worked. So now on, guys, I'll basically be keeping you guys posted on the profits that I lock in, for the week, for the month, for 3 months and things like that, right? So I'll help you guys. I mean, this is pretty cool because you can literally see live the profits that I'm making on a weekly basis. So even though I have these positions open, sometimes if a position is in a big win, I usually like to close positions when it's in a 50% profit or 50% ROI. When it's at 50% ROI in profit, I then close a position and lock the profit. And this will be a good, tab for you guys to see, the profits that I make. So I had a pretty good day on the 15th, right? My positions went 50% profit. I'll show you right here. So the 15th was here, right? As you can see, this put was about, a good amount of profit, and then I closed the position, right? And then I reopened another put. This Ethereum position was also in a nice profit, which I locked in $28, $51, $28. This was also in a nice profit. I locked it in for $60, and that's what added up to this amount here for June. So yes, guys. So, and then we also have the equity curve. Obviously, the goal here is to get this amount to $10,000. The highest that we were, guys, was 4.2, and then we slowly went down, and then June was really bad. Where's June? June 1st was really when we went down. But the goal is to ride this account to $10,000 live on the channel. Right now we're consolidating. The strategy is working. There's no crazy volatility as before. This is what I like. And then the goal is to get this account to $10,000. And this is basically just a trade history, just to show you fully transparently, the positions that are closed for profit, for loss, and things like that. But the goal is to keep winning. The goal is to have this, win rate, very high, nothing below 60% or 50% for me. To keep closing winning positions. And yeah, so that's basically it, guys. We back up minus 150, so I'll keep you guys posted. I hope you guys like the content. I hope you guys prefer this dashboard. I'll basically be showing you this dashboard more. And when it comes to actually making the trades, I'll go back on Deribit, the actual platform, to actually make the trades, but everything is going to reflect live on this dashboard. So if you guys like the content, guys, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. I'll try my best to answer, right? Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.